Chosen one, pay attention now, because there are moments in time that look ordinary on the surface, yet in the unseen layers of reality, they move like giant doors opening in silence. This Wednesday is one of those moments. Most people will wake up, drink their coffee, check their phones, and move through the day without sensing anything unusual. But you were not guided to this message by accident. Something in you already felt it. A quiet tension in the chest, a strange alertness in the mind, a sense that the calendar is not just measuring time, but approaching a turning point prepared specifically for you. Stay with me until the very end of this message, and when you do, write your warmest wishes in the comments and write 99, because your words carry energy, and what you release now will return to you. And if you feel this message is for you, stay connected to this space so you don't miss what comes next. Because what you are sensing is not imagination. There are days written into the deeper architecture of existence, days that were marked long before your conscious mind could understand them. The ancient scriptures hinted at this when they said in Ecclesiastes 3:1, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven." Most people read those words like poetry, but the chosen hear them like instructions. Your life has not been random seasons. It has been preparation. Think about the strange path you have walked, the moments when you felt isolated while others moved easily through life, the times when your mind questioned things that everyone else accepted without thought, the nights when your heart beat with a quiet urgency you could not explain. Those were not weaknesses, those were signals that your internal frequency was being tuned. Your brain, that mysterious electric chamber inside your skull, is not just an organ of thought. It is a receiver, a transmitter, a bridge between what the world calls reality and what the scriptures call the unseen. And when certain days approach, the nervous system begins to respond before the conscious mind understands why. That is why you may feel different as Wednesday approaches. Your breath may feel deeper, your thoughts may feel sharper, your intuition may feel louder. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. Remember what was written in Romans 8:28. All things work together for good, to those who are called according to his purpose. Notice the word called, not invited, not suggested, called. A call implies selection, and selection implies rarity. You were never meant to move through life like the masses. That is why so many people misunderstand you. They think your silence is distance. They think your depth is intensity. They think your awareness is arrogance. But what they cannot perceive is that your nervous system carries a different rhythm. A rhythm that resonates with moments like the one approaching. Wednesday, a simple word for most people. But for the chosen, it is a signal. There is a reason ancient traditions spoke about sacred timing, because the body itself carries a clock hidden inside the spine. The spine is not only bone and nerve, it is a ladder of energy. Each breath you take moves subtle currents up and down that ladder, influencing the mind, the heart, and even the perception of destiny. And when certain days arrive, those currents shift. That is why many chosen ones wake up at strange hours before major turning points. Around 3 a.m., the mind becomes alert. The room feels unusually quiet, and for a moment you feel as if reality itself is listening. This is not fear. This is preparation. So tonight and the nights leading into Wednesday, I want you to practice something that has been guarded in many traditions but rarely explained clearly. Before you sleep, sit upright for a few minutes. Place your attention gently on your spine. Breathe slowly through your nose, and as the breath rises through your chest, imagine a thin column of light moving upward inside your spine, from the base of your back toward the center of your brain. Do not force anything. Just breathe. Just observe, because something extraordinary happens when attention and breath align. The nervous system begins to synchronize with deeper rhythms that most people never notice. And when that happens, intuition becomes sharper, awareness becomes clearer, and subtle signals about the future begin to appear long before events unfold. This is why the chosen often sense shifts before they happen. You are not predicting the future, you are remembering the pattern. And as Wednesday approaches, that pattern is beginning to move again. You may notice small signs, strange coincidences, repeated numbers, familiar ideas returning in new forms. Pay attention to them, because sometimes the universe whispers before it speaks loudly. Most people will miss those whispers, but you are not most people. If this message resonates inside you right now, it is because something in your spirit already recognizes the moment that is approaching. And this is only the beginning of what you need to understand. Because what happens on Wednesday is not just about a single day. It is about what begins to awaken inside you when that day arrives. Chosen one, something is already beginning to move. Not outside you first, but inside you. Most people believe that destiny appears suddenly, like lightning striking the ground. But that is not how it truly unfolds. Real shifts begin quietly inside the nervous system, deep in the spine, long before the outer world reflects them. That is why the chosen often feel a strange internal pressure before important moments, a subtle expansion in the chest, a heightened awareness behind the eyes, a sense that something unseen is preparing to reveal itself. Wednesday is one of those moments. But listen carefully. The world will not announce it. No trumpet will sound. No public sign will declare that this is a turning point, because the moments prepared for the chosen are often hidden inside ordinary days. That is why the masses walk right past them without noticing. You were never meant to. Remember the words in 1 Corinthians 2:14. The natural person does not accept the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness to him. That verse explains something very important. The majority of people cannot perceive spiritual timing. Their senses are tuned only to surface events, news, noise, distractions. But the chosen carry a different kind of perception. Your awareness reaches beneath the surface of events and touches the deeper current moving underneath them. This is why you have often felt alone in your understanding. But that isolation was not punishment. It was protection. If everyone could see what you see, if everyone could feel what you feel, the knowledge would lose its power. Sacred knowledge has always been guarded, not to exclude people, but to protect its purity from misunderstanding. And right now, something sacred is aligning. Wednesday, a day that many will experience like any other. Yet within the subtle architecture of time, it marks a point where certain patterns begin to reorganize. Think of it like the moment a river quietly changes direction. From the surface it looks the same, but the current beneath has shifted. Your body may already be responding to this shift. Pay attention to your breathing today. Notice how your chest expands when you inhale. Notice the pulse in your neck. Notice the warmth in the center of your chest, where the heart beats. The heart is more than a pump of blood. It is an electromagnetic generator, a powerful field that extends beyond your body. When your thoughts, breath, and heart rhythm align, your internal frequency begins to stabilize. And when that happens, your perception sharpens dramatically. That is why many ancient teachings spoke about the heart as a gate. Jesus hinted at this deeper truth when he said in Luke 17:21, "The kingdom of God is within you." Most people read those words symbolically, but the chosen begin to understand them literally. The kingdom is not a distant place in the sky. It is a state of alignment within your body, brain, spine, breath, and heart, moving together in a single rhythm. And moments like Wednesday amplify that rhythm. This is why I want you to practice the second step of preparation tonight, a simple process that many overlook but carries profound power. When the night becomes quiet, sit comfortably and place one hand gently over your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly through your nose. As you inhale, imagine light entering through the crown of your head, the very top of your skull. Let that light travel downward through the center of your brain and into your chest. As you exhale, imagine that same light expanding outward from your heart, surrounding your entire body. Inhale, light descending. Exhale, light expanding. Do this slowly for 7 breaths. 7 breaths is not a random number. The scriptures repeatedly refer to 7 because it represents completion within cycles of energy. 7 days of creation, 7 seals, 7 lamps. 7 is the number of alignment between spirit and structure. When you perform 7 conscious breaths like this, you are subtly synchronizing the electrical activity of your brain with the magnetic field of your heart. Most people never learn this. They rush through life breathing unconsciously, but the chosen begin to understand that breath is the bridge between spirit and body. That is why Genesis 2:7 says, God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Breath is the activation key. And when breath, attention, and intention align, something powerful begins to awaken inside the nervous system. You may start noticing things differently tomorrow. Small signals. People saying unusual words. Ideas appearing suddenly in your mind, paths opening that were previously invisible. Do not dismiss those moments. They are not random. They are echoes of the shift that Wednesday is bringing closer. And here is something even more important. When a chosen one approaches a turning point, resistance sometimes increases before the breakthrough arrives. Distractions appear, doubts whisper, old patterns try to pull you back toward familiar ground. That is not failure, that is friction. Just as a rocket experiences the greatest resistance right before it leaves the atmosphere, the chosen often feel the strongest pressure just before their internal frequency rises to a new level. So if something inside you feels tense right now, if your mind feels unusually alert, if your heart feels like it is anticipating something you cannot yet name, do not suppress it. Observe it, because the deeper your awareness becomes, the more clearly you will recognize what Wednesday truly represents. And there is something about that day that most people would never believe if they heard it. But you are beginning to sense it already. Chosen one. Now we arrive at the moment where everything you have been feeling begins to make sense. Because Wednesday was never meant to be understood as just a date on a calendar. It is a threshold, a subtle crossing point where the internal preparation you have carried for years begins to align with the external movement of your life. Most people spend their entire existence waiting for the world to change before they change themselves. But the chosen walk a different path. Your transformation begins within, and then reality reorganizes around it. This is why your journey has felt so unusual. Long before opportunities appear in the outer world, something shifts. Inside the nervous system, the brain begins to think differently. The spine carries a new posture. The breath deepens. The heart stops reacting and begins guiding. This is not motivational language. It is biological and spiritual alignment. Remember what is written in Proverbs 20:27. The spirit of a man is the lamp of the Lord, searching all the inward parts of the belly. The ancient writers understood something the modern world has forgotten. The spirit does not speak only through thoughts. It communicates through the body, through sensations, intuition, sudden clarity, and the quiet inner knowing that appears without explanation. That knowing has been growing inside you, and that is why this Wednesday matters. Because when the chosen reach certain points in their path, their awareness expands in ways that cannot be reversed. You do not simply return to the person you were before. Your perception changes permanently. You start noticing patterns in conversations. You begin sensing intentions behind words. You feel the emotional frequencies of rooms and environments. The masses call this imagination, but the scriptures called it awakening. In Ephesians 1:18, it says, "The eyes of your understanding being enlightened." Eyes of understanding, not physical eyes, inner perception. And that perception is connected directly to the brain and the heart working together. The brain processes information, but the heart filters truth. When the two align, something extraordinary happens inside the human system. The chosen begin to move through life with quiet precision, not reacting, not chasing, but recognizing. This is why your life may start shifting after this point in ways that surprise even you. Doors that seemed locked may open. Certain relationships may fade quietly. New opportunities may appear in places you never expected. Do not fear these changes. They are not disruptions, they are corrections. Because destiny rarely arrives in the form people expect. It does not announce itself loudly. It often arrives disguised as coincidence, timing, or a simple decision that feels strangely clear. And this is where the final preparation becomes important. Tonight, before you rest, stand quietly for a moment. Place both feet firmly on the ground. Let your spine straighten naturally. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath through your nose and allow it to travel deep into your abdomen. As you inhale, imagine light entering through the top of your head and moving slowly down your spine. As you exhale, imagine that light expanding outward from your chest, surrounding your entire body. Repeat this 9 times. 9 is the number of completion before a new cycle begins. In many traditions, it represents the final stage before transformation. When you breathe consciously like this, you calm the nervous system and synchronize the rhythm between the brain, heart, and breath. This alignment prepares your body to recognize opportunity when it appears. Most people miss their turning points because they are distracted, but the chosen notice. That is the difference. And this is why you were guided to hear this message now. Not everyone will understand it. Not everyone was meant to. Some people will hear these words and dismiss them immediately. Others will feel uncomfortable because the message challenges the patterns they have lived inside for years. But you, if something inside you has remained attentive until this moment, it means your awareness is already responding. That quiet resonance you feel in your chest right now is not coincidence. It is recognition. You are beginning to see that your life has never been random. Every delay, every challenge, every strange path that separated you from the crowd was shaping the perspective you carry today. And that perspective is exactly what allows you to recognize moments like the one arriving now. Wednesday is not the end of a process. It is the opening of a new season, a moment where your awareness, preparation, and timing begin to intersect. Most people will sleep through it, but the chosen, the rare ones who learn to listen to the quiet signals of the Spirit, they will notice. And when they notice, everything begins to change.